Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows from shows ranging from the 90s to today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 3, Episode 13, titled Northern Lights, air date January 26th, 2000. And the synopsis is
Dawson drops out of film class to spend some time reevaluating his life against Nikki's advice. Meanwhile, Joey is torn between attending Pacey's opening night and her date with AJ. Before opening night of the school play, Andie must take over as director when Mr. Broderick becomes ill, and she tries to persuade Pacey to act out his feelings when he gets stage fright. Also, Jen agrees to go out on a date with Henry by taking him out to see the play, but she throws him another block by bringing Grams with her.
So, did you like how it started? Pacey and Joey running through their lines?
Yeah.
Or his lines.
Yeah.
I thought it was cute. I love watching those two.
Yeah, me too.
And it's so nice to see her helping him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because before it was just schoolwork and now it's the play.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's still schoolwork, but at least it's fun work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because, he helped her with the, B&B, so
Yeah.
it's time that she helps him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then he was disappointed when she told him that she's not going to make it to opening night because she has her date with AJ.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets, all offended and,
Well, do you think she should go on her date with AJ, or do you think that she should go to Pacey's play?
Well, it's the Northern Lights, so it's hard to reschedule that. If it was just a normal date with, nothing really, not a certain event that's time sensitive, I feel like she could have just rescheduled, and it's, he's going to go on again, so.
Really?
Yeah. But it was funny when,
Yes, but who do you want to see the Northern Lights with? Some strange guy named AJ? Or your friends?
Well, he's not really a stranger, but.
He is too.
But it's not
Didn't you see the whole episode between those two? It's so awkward. Oh.
Well, first dates are usually like that.
Okay.
So.
Do you like AJ and Joey?
Yeah, they're okay. I mean, he's too old for her though.
What?
Yeah.
Forget the age. There's no chemistry. I mean, I thought Dawson and Joey were bad. They're so boring. I was falling asleep with their scenes.
I don't know.
I was get these scenes over with. They're so boring.
But it was funny when Pacey's voice went up an octave when he said college guy and frat guy.
Mm-hmm. Of course, he's funny. I love that he gets all the best lines.
Yeah.
So apparently they have an actual nurse at the school.
Right.
Did you know that? That must be so nice.
Mm-hmm.
That you actually have a school nurse.
Yeah.
And not the secretary taking care of you.
I know.
If only all schools were like that.
Mm-hmm. I think ours does now, but the whole time we were there, it didn't.
But it might be a nurse for the district, which all schools have.
Mm-hmm.
But the secretary's still in charge, which is ridiculous because they're not a nurse.
Right.
Because, like I always said, if I wanted to be a nurse, I would have been one.
Mm-hmm.
So I shouldn't have to give medication and all of that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And then apparently Dawson dropped film class just a few days before he was supposed to pitch a film with Nikki.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that kind of ironic or whatever that he drops film class right before a project is due?
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't it just the last episode, or no, the episode before, he was all like, oh, I need that film thing so that I can make my movie.
Yeah.
And it's but what would you need it for? You just dropped film class.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing he didn't check it out because he didn't need it, apparently, because he's done with film. Oh, my gosh, Dawson being done with film. That'd be the best day of my life. Well, who would actually go and watch a movie of his? Certainly wouldn't be me.
His friends, his family.
Yeah, out of pity. I meant strangers.
I just thought it was
Never mind, you'd probably go watch his movies.
I thought it was just rude how he dropped the class just a few days before his presentation with Nikki, so now she's on her own.
But were they really partners to begin with?
Yeah, she already did the work, so they weren't working together, but they were still supposed to present together.
Yep. All she said was she told the teacher she wanted to be with Dawson. She didn't say that they were partners.
Oh.
She just said that she told the teacher she wanted Dawson, and he's like, I don't know why, when you have the project done. And she was like, because I wanted your opinion, and, and he was like, well, they'll find someone else for you. And then that's when, he's like, well, as of 8:15, I am not
the most creative person in the class.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, but no, I think she told the teacher she wanted to be paired with him.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they were, because otherwise they would have been working on it, because think about it, Dawson is not going to let somebody else do his film project.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have seen them work together. But I thought it was funny, though, like when Nikki walks up to Joey and Dawson, and then Joey's like, oh, bye.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, that's pretty awkward. The three of you just standing there.
And then Mr. B gets sick apparently with a kidney stone, so Andie has to direct the play.
Yeah. Did you see all the sick people in that room?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So apparently the teacher is finally, I like to just call him the teacher, he's finally giving Andie her credit.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last time we saw him, he was all, I did this. It was all me, 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 me. Well, guess what? It was always Andie. And he even finally says it. It's basically your show anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well be in charge. And I'm like, thank you, because it has been her show.
Yep. And then Jen ends up chasing Henry around the school just to catch up to him, to talk to him about their date.
Okay, yeah, that was funny. I was actually waiting for someone to trip.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when Jen was running, I was like, I wonder if she's going to trip. Darn, she never tripped. Well, she's so little that I just thought she'd fall.
Yeah.
Especially because they have that step going right to the door. Mm-hmm. So I just thought, because she kind of jumped over it. So I was like, well, maybe she'll trip. I don't know. It just would be more entertaining.
Yeah.
But then she meets him at the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Which, did he go out that door?
I didn't even notice. I
didn't pay attention. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I thought he went out that door, but okay. Guess he didn't.
Yeah, so she was just trying to talk to him about
the date she canceled.
Yeah, she
because it's Jen and she keeps canceling on the poor guy.
Yeah, and then they end up rescheduling it for instead of dinner, it's at the play now.
Okay, yes. Jen. I cannot stand that girl.
Yeah, because he already knew what she was doing.
She's on my last nerve.
Before she even said a word.
Yeah, because he was like, I'm not talking to you because all you do is cancel and stand me up and basically play with my feelings. And you know what? It's true. That's all a girl. I think she's getting high from this.
Yeah.
But I thought one line that Henry said was funny was, you have this blind spot, my shape and size.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so true, but how he said it was just so funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, that's true. If his name's Henry and it looks like Henry, that's who she's hiding from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then when he says, so you're just rescheduling, and she was like, yeah, because of the play. Pacey's my friend. I need to be there for the play. And he's like, okay, so, I'll just come to the play.
Mm-hmm.
She does not want him to go to the play.
Yeah.
Because the girl does not want to be seen with him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I'm saying. One episode, she can't stand him. The next episode, she's playing with his feelings again. And it's so back and forth. I'm so tired of it. Do you like it?
No.
Because then, the episode where she wants to be with him, then she's all, why are you being like this? And it's like, because you keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that, I'm just tired. I'm tired of each episode is different with her. I cannot stand it. Just pick one.
Mm-hmm.
You either like him or you don't by now.
Right.
I'm tired of this back and forth. He deserves so much better.
Yeah, he does.
Here's the thing. I do like Henry and Jen together, but I don't like the way she's treating him. So he deserves so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And he's such a nice guy. He should find that.
Yeah.
And it's not Jen.
And then I thought,
So why doesn't she want to be seen with him after all the sweet things she's said about him in the past 5 episodes? Now, I mean, just last episode, the weekend in the country. Remember, she told her whole New York story, and then they're sitting there and they're just, he said all that nice stuff, and then they're just enjoying each other's company. Like, why is she so like this?
I don't know.
Like, she clearly likes him.
Mm-hmm.
So stop hiding it and stop trying to run from the poor kid.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve that.
Nope.
And I'm just tired of Jen.
And then I thought it was funny when Bess was helping Joey get ready for the date. She wasn't happy that AJ is older than her. So we know that he's 19 and Joey's still 16. But then Pacey shows up and is all, stressed out about not knowing his lines and everything.
Okay. About that.
Mm-hmm.
That was the weirdest entrance ever.
What do you mean?
Between Bess and Pacey.
Oh, because she's like, it's a boy, but not the one we thought it would be.
Yeah, but she opens a door and it was like a very 2 seconds where they're just standing there, and then he walks in and it was just the weirdest walk. And I was like, all right.
I didn't notice that.
Well, you need to rewatch it. I thought it was funny, but it was just so awkward.
Mm-hmm. And then he starts,
babbling on.
Yeah. Well, he said that he wants her to go to the after party, but she says she doesn't know.
If she's on a date, why would she go to the after party?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be watching the Northern Lights, which happens obviously at dark. So why would she be at the after party?
Right.
I mean, I get it if her date is bad, but she's, you could say, hey, if you are having a bad time, you can come, but, to just be like, hey, you should come. No, she's on a date.
Right.
Not the date I want her to be on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rather be, okay, here's the thing. You're going to love this. I'd rather her be on a date with Dawson by now because I'm so tired of AJ. He's so boring.
This is the only second episode he's been in.
I can't stand the dude. I didn't like him on campus either.
Yeah, he was a jerk, but he's nicer now.
He's boring now.
I think he's interesting.
Liven the guy up because I can't with him.
Well, Pacey was going on about him.
And I think, too, because Joey's not comfortable around him, it's just so weird and boring. It's better when it's, the guys on the show.
That's because she's known them forever.
The main characters on the show.
Yeah, that's because she's known them forever, so of course she's comfortable.
I know, so I like those scenes better. What?
I don't know, I feel like you're overthinking it.
I don't like AJ. And I'm sorry, but Joey and AJ scenes are boring.
Well, they are having deep conversations.
Snooze fest over here.
And then Pacey was going on about him and making up excuses of what he's going to do.
Okay, yes. I thought it was funny that he said he can bore you in 7 different languages.
Yeah. And Joey said, no, just 3. English, French, and Latin.
Then he goes, who speaks Latin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did you think of when Bess was walking in again and he pushes her face?
Yeah, because she says that AJ's here and
yes,
he's...
but what did you think of it?
Yeah, I said that was funny when he pushed her face with his hand and he's like, okay, thanks for letting us know, and closes the door after he pushes her out.
Yes.
Yeah,
but I was
hilarious.
just like, oh my God. But see, I feel like only Pacey could get away with that.
Mm-hmm.
If Dawson tried it, it'd be like, no. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, Dawson wouldn't do it, but I'm just saying that Pacey's the one that can get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny, though, when obviously AJ, blah, 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 when AJ's there, and then Pacey was like, he's just going to give you a lame compliment on how incredible you look. I was like, Pacey. Okay, I don't get it. By now, everyone should know Pacey likes her.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the stuff he has been saying, it's like, come on now. Why is nobody besides Jen opening their eyes? Jen's the only one that knows.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew at the that dance class.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, seriously, all the stuff he is saying about Joey. But it was funny though.
Mm-hmm.
And then what did AJ say?
What do you mean?
It wasn't like you look nice, and it definitely wasn't you look incredible.
I think it was amazing.
Yeah, but it was just funny. I'm like, Pacey,
Yep,
incredible.
amazing. Yep, and he helped her put her coat on just like Pacey said he would too. And he's like, the party doesn't even exist. You're just making up all excuses for her not to go.
I don't know. It's funny because Joey was like, stay to Pacey. I was like, oh, all of a sudden he's like a dog. Where because you tell your dog to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is she going to say sit now?
Maybe. And then at the party, AJ gives Joey a drink, but he gave her a drink without even knowing what it was because he didn't know until he took a drink of his.
Okay, it's a party. What do you think's going to be in it? Milk?
Yeah, I know.
There are cookies around too? Milk and cookies. Like,
right.
What?
Yeah, but
the fact that you're at a party, you're going to just think there's no alcohol to it. This is what AJ is so... I can't. He should have known it was going to... He's been to college parties before. He knows that there's alcohol. I didn't think he was that much of a moron.
I don't know. I think he's just book smart and doesn't really pay attention to a lot that's not in books.
Okay. But yeah, he takes a sip and realizes it's alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joey was about to take a sip. And I was happy. Okay, here, I've been dogging AJ. But I was happy that he threw out her alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know Joey cannot handle alcohol.
Yeah.
So that was nice to see that he was being an adult and got rid of it.
Yeah, a decent guy, yeah.
Even though what he said afterwards was weird. When he said that there's other ways to seduce a girl.
He said
and
more
I was
sophisticated ways. He was trying to like
And I was like,
joke.
What?
He was trying to make a joke because she said that usually college guys are always getting...
Yeah, no, but it just came off weird.
Yeah.
Because even Joey's like looking at him and he's like, I mean, I'm not going to do that. And it's like, oh my God, then you shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, well, he just...
All he should have said was, this is who I am. I don't want, underage girls to drink. Like, it was just weird how it was playing off.
Yeah, he was just trying to make a joke and then realized it wasn't funny.
There's just no chemistry. I'm sorry between these two.
And then the play's about to start, but Pacey's not around. So then Dawson finds him in the gym.
Well, it was funny because, Andie was like telling Dawson, I don't know where he is. But I did think it was funny, though, when she says, I'm not going to kill him until after the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so he finds him in the gym playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the same gym as season 1.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that too.
I was like, this is like a dungeon gym.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a regular basketball court gym.
Right.
This is definitely an old gym.
Mm-hmm.
So why is Pacey in that gym?
I don't know.
Did they realize it's a different gym?
Probably not.
Oh my gosh. How do you forget that big part?
I don't know.
That was a big part of the episode in season 1.
Maybe that was the only gym they could use to film.
Oh, make it look like... it's just weird. They should have planned ahead. If that's really their excuse. Plan ahead.
Well, what also looked weird was those sideburns on Pacey.
What is the play?
I don't know.
Did they even say what the play is called?
Yeah, I just never wrote it down.
Oh. Well, that's what they wore back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I did think it was funny that Dawson was shooting hoops and he was doing good. He was making every basket. I never thought Dawson would, be a good basketball player. And then, I said that in season 1. And so all of a sudden Pacey brings up Joey on a date. And then Dawson misses the basket. And then he goes, I'm terrible at this game. And I'm like, Dawson, you were just making every basket until you heard Joey's on a date. But what I thought was funny was that, Pacey was going on about Joey going on this date. And Dawson's like, she's a big girl. How is it Dawson, once again, does not see that Pacey likes her? I mean, he's rambling on about it. And then, he's, once Dawson says, she's a big girl, like, that should have been, like, the end of it. And he didn't clearly get any hints, again, like, why Pacey would be acting that way and saying that. And, like, it shouldn't matter to Pacey that she's on a date if he doesn't like her.
I think Dawson might have been thinking that Pacey was just asking him, like, trying to see if he was concerned, that Dawson wasn't thinking that it was just Pacey that was concerned.
Yes, but how is it Dawson just doesn't get it?
He's just not thinking like that.
Well, he's an idiot. Okay, I was trying to be nice this episode to him, but he's clearly just an idiot. It's like every episode, like we're always getting something that, Pacey likes her. And Dawson is just always so clueless. It's always just clueless Dawson, and I don't like it. Because he really looks like an idiot.
Yeah, and then Dawson said it had to happen eventually. You said so yourself, so that should have been a clue for Dawson too. How he was able to.
Oh, now
use
you're
Pacey's
gonna
words.
say that. Before he wasn't thinking that way.
And then it was funny too when Pacey brought up the last time that they were on a basketball court. He ended up with a broken nose.
Oh yeah, and then that's when you can picture it happening, and it wasn't on that court.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
And then Henry arrives to the play to find out that Jen invited Grams to join them, and she ends up sitting in the middle of them.
Okay. I did not like the scene again because Jen invites Grams, which is okay because, Grams is part of the group. But the fact that she was like, hey, this is my grandma or whatever, and he's like, your grandma? Like, really? And then Grams gets up and, to meet him, and she told Jen, she goes, why didn't you tell me you were on a date or whatever? Like, I would have stayed home. I'm like, Jen! First of all, it was funny because Grams, she wasn't playing. She was just being vocal instead of being like, oh, my granddaughter doesn't want to be on a date with him, so this is why she invited me. It was, why didn't, I would have stayed home. It's like, she definitely wasn't helping covering up Jen not wanting to be around him.
Right.
Would your grandma cover up your, like, you not wanting to be with somebody?
Yeah, I don't know.
Mine would. Yeah. And then Jen's like, oh, it's about to start. We should sit down. And then she puts Grams in between her and Henry.
Yep. I guess in the middle.
Did you like that part?
No, I thought they were at least sit next to each other.
Jen.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I mean. Henry should have literally got up and left.
Yeah.
Like, I get he also paid the money for it, but can't be but a couple of dollars.
Right.
I'm like, I would have left.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't with Jen.
Yeah. And then Pacey shows up backstage and tells Andie he can't do the play, but she pushes him on stage anyway, and he stumbles over his words at first until...
Well, then, no, but then, like, he was like, oh, like, you should have my understudy or whatever do it. And she was like, I knew you didn't know your lines. Like, I gave up a long time ago. I was like, hey, Andie, that's so mean.
Yeah, but she still has Pacey go on.
Well, of course she does. Because he's the face of the play.
Mm-hmm. And then he gets nervous, but finds the words eventually and play it off like he meant to do that.
But also, did you notice that his shirt was half tucked in?
No.
What?
I don't notice the clothes.
Because you're typing. You're not actually, like, watching the show. So, like...
I watched it twice.
You need to, like, watch it. Because, like, that's where you see that his shirt was... Because it was like that when he was playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was still like that when he went on stage. I'm like, how is it no one told him to tuck his shirt in?
Well, they were close for time, so I guess it didn't matter.
I know, but then it looks silly when he was out there.
And then Joey and AJ are talking, and AJ's analyzing her.
Did you like the foreshadow, though, of the play?
With Pacey on the fake roof?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you know it was going to happen?
No, because that scene just reminded me of The Notebook, even though that came out after this one. When Noah was on the Ferris wheel, and he wouldn't get down until Allie went out with him.
When did the Notebook come out?
2004.
Oh, so Dawson's Creek was first.
Yeah.
So they stole it from Dawson's Creek.
And then, so they're just talking, and he's analyzing her, saying that girls who lose their mother young are driven to succeed. And Joey goes talking about how she's two people, the people that her friends and family want her to be, like, to make them happy, and then the real person, and she's just kind of lost and trying to find that real person right now. And then they kiss, and then the second after, Joey's like, I have to meet someone somewhere. So I think kissing AJ made her realize that, like, she doesn't really feel anything for AJ. Like, it was a mistake to go out with him tonight, and she should be at the play seeing Pacey perform.
Yes, because she actually likes Pacey.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you starting to believe that she likes him? Because we all know Pacey loves Joey, but are you starting to see that she likes him?
Yeah, a little bit, but she's not anywhere close to admitting that to herself. Basically,
Because
like Jen with Henry.
Because at the play, though, she brings up Dawson, and
the after party.
yeah, to Pacey, and Pacey's like, yeah, like how you feel about Dawson, and she was like, I was gonna say felt, as in I'm over Dawson, and I'm like, exactly, because she likes Pacey.
Yeah,
like she doesn't like Dawson anymore. She likes him as a friend, but not anything more.
Yeah, I think she's just realizing that her feelings for Dawson are gone right now, so she's taking really slow steps to realizing that she likes somebody else now.
So when the play is over with, Jack gives Andie those big flowers.
Yeah.
I was like, those are big flowers. And then, can you believe Jack did all of that in one day?
Yeah.
like the last second? Because wasn't it the same day or something? They realized the teacher was sick.
Yeah, like 8 hours before the play, yeah.
Yeah, and then Jack stepped in to help. But
Yeah.
I'm like, he did all that? Plus, didn't they go to school that day?
Yeah.
Like, when did he have time to do all that?
I don't know, I guess after school, between classes, I don't even know.
I was like, okay, not realistic. Because it would take you all day to do it.
Yeah.
Especially if you were doing it by yourself. But okay. And then once again, when Jen, Henry, and Grams walk in, then Jen said like something about how Grams and Henry can go get something to drink or whatever. And she has to go talk to Pacey. And I was just like, why is Henry still there?
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't. And then that's obviously when she's sitting next to Pacey, he's like looking like, she definitely does want to be with me. I'm like, Henry, she hasn't wanted to be with you.
Yeah.
She's playing this hot and cold game, and it's ridiculous. And then that's when Jen says that, there's some people missing, and she brings up Joey. And I'm like, once again, Jen is the only one that knows. I mean, I'm glad somebody in the group knows, but there's been so many hints for Dawson, and he just hasn't gotten it.
Yeah.
But at least Jen is somewhat smart and gets it. I give her credit for that, but I don't give her credit for anything she's doing with Henry.
Yeah. And then Nikki and Dawson have a moment, and, she tells him that quitting film class was a mistake. And then he tells her how he took down his posters, and after, he's been...
So about that, I was so happy that he finally told her he took down the posters after, like, talking to her. And then she was like, well, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Like, to just do that all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, just because we had a conversation doesn't mean you need to just take it so boldly and just do that. And I'm like, thank you, Nikki. Like, Joey tried to tell him that in a not so good way. And, like, why? It's just ridiculous that he's just quitting film. And, I mean, what's he going to do with his life without film? That's his whole life.
Yeah, so apparently he said that he's too busy analyzing things to really enjoy anything. And
well, because he brought up his story. Of being a kid and going to the movies with his parents, and how like the couple in front were just making out and not watching the movie, and then the guy said, "Someday you'll understand," and he said, I'm still not the guy who goes to the movies to make out."
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, of course you're not. You're like that's just who you are, though. Like, I just don't get where he's. I mean, I get that he's lost, but he's always been lost. This has just always been who he is.
Yeah, it's just like how Joey felt like all she was about Dawson, so she had to go figure out who she really was. And now he's kind of having that moment with film, at least.
Yes, but this is his passion, his life's work. As I'm rolling my eyes.
Yeah, but sometimes you can forget about that.
I know, but what's the boy gonna do without his movies?
He'll have to figure out.
He watches movies. That's the only thing he does with his friends. That's the only thing he does ever. And he loves making them. So what's he going to do without them?
We'll have to see.
He has no life, though. If you take that out, what's left of Dawson? Nothing. Because that's who he is, and that's who he'll always be.
Well, he has to figure that out.
You're just not giving me anything, are you?
No, I know how he feels. And then Nikki asked him when was the last time he felt joy, and he doesn't give an answer, but he looks like he's thinking about it.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, never.
And then that's when Pacey and Joey are talking for a little bit until AJ shows up.
Okay, so it was funny when Pacey says to Joey, he kissed you, didn't he?
Yeah. He wasn't even like really listening to what she was saying.
No, he was just like looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, because you have lipstick all over your face.
Yeah, it was smeared.
I'm
yeah.
like, but I didn't really see that, but okay.
Right.
Did you see her lipstick smeared all over her face?
No, I think it was just maybe a little bit that he noticed, but you would have to be close anyways to see that, so.
Well, they had the camera right up front and I didn't see it.
Mm.
I'm like, I don't know what he sees. Like, they should have made lipstick smeared on her to point it out there, but okay. Let's just go with it.
Mm-hmm. And then the moment when Pacey says to Joey that she'll fall in love when she least expects it, and he's like, trust me, I know, I know. And then that was kind of her clue to what he was feeling. But again, AJ showed up. So, and then Pacey does tell Joey to go see him, and she does.
Okay, yes. And then here it happens.
Henry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Henry's up there.
So were they like in a barn or something? It looked like it.
I don't know where they were.
And then it's funny how he got up there and then couldn't get back down.
How did he get up there in the first
I know,
place?
without a ladder in the first place.
Because then he yells, I need a ladder.
Yeah, can someone get a ladder?
So how did he get up there?
I don't know. We didn't see that.
Because you would think if he climbed up there, he could climb back down.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get up there in the first place? Get yourself down.
Yeah, he's like a cat stuck in a tree.
What do you think? Somebody just took the ladder? It's just weird. I don't know. And then he makes the grand gesture.
Yeah, and then did you hear when he was having Jen repeat after himself? You could hear one guy said, "Get over it, man."
No.
Yeah, that was funny.
I was just annoyed at Jen.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but did you notice how she was repeating everything until he said, I like Henry, and she did not say that one?
Yeah.
I was like, she repeated everything else he said, except for that part.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then I didn't like, because then she's like telling him, get down, get down. And he finally, I need a ladder.
Mm-hmm.
But when they were walking outside,
Mm-hmm.
he was saying how depressed he was. Oh, yeah, like 10 minutes ago. Or he hasn't felt that depressed in like
The last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you're not getting any sympathy from me over here. And I'm like, Jen, the only reason why he did that is because you keep pushing him away. It's so annoying. That's the only reason why he did the grand gesture is because you've been avoiding him.
Mm-hmm.
You claim you want to get to know him, but the truth is you don't, because your actions are speaking volumes over there.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like it. You're not getting any sympathy.
Yeah.
Really? He gets a lot of sympathy.
But was it a grand gesture when he could have himself get hurt?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. It's kind of stupid to get up there.
I think he was just making a point because, like, she doesn't want to be seen in public with him.
Mm-hmm.
So here it is. I'm going to make you see. I'm going to make everyone notice now.
He could have stood on a chair or table or something and still made
Nobody would have noticed that.
No, they would have noticed.
Oh, no. Everybody noticed this, though.
Yeah. I'm just saying he could have done it without almost breaking something.
He didn't get hurt. But I was just like, I again, don't like Jen.
Mm-hmm. And he says he wants her to be honest with him, and then she kisses him.
This is what I mean. She's so hot and cold. It's so ridiculous. I can't stand her.
Yeah.
Pick one. You like him or you don't. You want to get to know him or you don't. Because if you want to get to know him, then you're going to have to go on a date with him. You're going to have to be seen in public with him.
Mm-hmm.
And not avoid him. Because you know what? He deserves to go find someone 10 times better than you.
Yeah.
At this point, it's what I need.
And then he kissed her back too, so
That's
he fell for it.
because he can't
Help it.
Yes, and he can't like say no to her, and because he just loves her so much.
Yeah. And then AJ and Joey are walking outside because he never left the parking lot. So he walked back in to see what happened when they were on the beach earlier. And then that's when she says that when he kissed her, she realized how smart he is. And she knew that when he stopped kissing her, he would realize he made a mistake because most things that he talks about, she doesn't know what they are. And AJ said that he doesn't know girls. And
Clearly.
yeah. And then they missed their Northern Lights because they never appeared. And he tells her he's seen them before, and then he explains what he saw, which I thought was nice, you know?
I'm over the AJ and Joey scenes.
Yeah.
I didn't care for them.
Yeah, you can just tell that they're too different, so they won't last.
There's no chemistry. It's so hard when you see two people on screen and they just don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, time to turn off the TV.
And then Andie are cleaning up after the party. Jack says he's sorry that their dad didn't show up, but that's no surprise.
Okay, so I thought it was weird because Andie says something like she was so happy that, kind of like their dad wasn't there because she got to like be herself or whatever, because like all these people don't know her. Aren't all these people from school?
Yeah.
Don't they all know one? It's a small town.
Yeah. And
She went away for treatment.
Mm-hmm.
They would have all known.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she, plus all that came out with Abby saying all that stuff about her.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the whole school knows and the whole town knows, because it's a small town and that's what happens in small towns.
Yeah.
But I was like, why would you say that you got to be yourself and like nobody knows you? Because everyone knows you.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know you're the girl that was, sent away for treatment. They know that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm happy she got to be normal and we got to see like normal Andie. Because
Andie, yeah.
Because I haven't really liked Andie this season.
Mm-hmm.
But I was happy she was focusing on something and she's good at it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was just like, I didn't really understand that comment because it didn't make any sense to me because it's a school play for your town and everyone knows what happened.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. And the fact that think about it. If that would have happened at our school, everybody would have known.
Mm-hmm.
It's the small town vibe.
Yeah.
So, I did not believe that for a second, that nobody would know. But then, of course, Jack tells her, or, basically to go talk to Pacey.
Mm-hmm. And she does. And then, she says that he was a star tonight, but he says she was for all the work she's put in. And that at least he'll get a C now. And he asks if she's disappointed that his grades dropped, and she said she was wrong. He was never a fixer-upper and never will be because he's perfect as he is.
Okay, yes. When she said, "You're perfect as is," I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, Andie.
I mean, it's too late to see that, but it was sweet.
Yeah, but for Andie, she never got over Pacey. Because obviously Pacey's moved on to Joey. But Andie has not lost that. She still likes Pacey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why she wanted him to quit play.
Yeah. And that's why, episodes ago, she tried to get back with him by making that story up about Rob. But yeah, I was just like, I was happy to see them like talk and they're not fighting and stuff, where they could be friends. Like you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm like, I don't know if like you would say perfect to your ex. I don't know.
Yeah, you usually wouldn't.
No, you'd be like, no, you're great.
Yeah, because if she...
like great is a better word than perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect is what you would use for the person you were with.
Yeah.
Not for your ex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if she already knew that, then she would have never cheated.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Her heart was not there. So you can't say that he's perfect because, well, look what you did to him.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Now Joey can say he's perfect, but you by now cannot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought it was cute when they were walking and she was like, oh, what should my next thing be? And then he brought up because she wanted to do like an all-girls cast, and he said, how about puppets?
Yeah.
I was like, where would you come up with puppets?
Mm-hmm. And then Joey gets home, and when Bess told her
Okay. Yeah, when Beth says
there's a boy waiting.
there's a boy that we both know waiting.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Pacey.
I know. I was going to ask you, which
Mhm.
boy did you think it was going to be? Because it's
Yeah.
been Pacey this whole time showing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was, but then remember, he was just walking with Andie. So
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if Cynthia's going to think it's Pacey. When really, obviously, it's Dawson.
Yeah.
The other boy.
Yeah.
The ex-boy.
Yeah, but still her friend. So he's,
They don't really know much about each other.
yeah, well, they still end up always going to
They
each
don't
other.
know much about each other.
I see that they still have a friendship, Brittany.
Not a strong one. I mean, they never really had a strong one to begin with, but...
So, of course, when he's lost, that's why he felt like he needed to see her, because she knows who he is.
Well, no, well, first, doesn't he bring up her date? And she was like, if this is what it's gonna be, like, you kind of bring it, like, you know, kind of like harassing me a little bit about it. Like, and then he's like, no, like, I'm not here to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when she walks a little closer, and she's like, how did you know about my date? And he's like, Pacey told me. Ding, ding, ding. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hello, wrap your brain, Dawson. Why would Pacey tell you about Joey's date
Right.
if he didn't like her?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
And then she tells Dawson that he just lost his true north. And he asks her what her true north is, and she said she doesn't think she has one.
Well, I mean, I did agree with her when she said, well, what did you think was going to happen when you took all the posters off your wall?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're being dramatic, Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy she said that.
Yeah, so, but they're both a little lost, it seems like, right now.
Well, and then they see the northern lights. And then she was like, of course it's with you.
Yeah,
and he was
typical.
like, yeah. And well, he said,
Is that a bad thing?
yeah, well, he goes, yeah, is that a bad thing? And she was like, no, it's just typical.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, exactly. It's always typical.
Yeah.
Typical Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the writers had to write it where those two get to see the northern light together.
Mm-hmm.
And not the boy that has been trying to
Yeah.
be with her, which is Pacey.
Yeah, I feel like it should have been Pacey too, but it was still nice that it was with Dawson.
What,
at
you
least.
wanted the three of them?
No, I'm just saying, if not Pacey, then at least it was Dawson.
And not AJ?
No, you're not AJ.
You know, Dawson's a boring friend, though, because, like, she says that she thought the lights would be blue, and he just, like, looks at her and it doesn't even respond. And then he just, like, looks up at the sky, and I'm like, he does not seem interested in the northern lights.
Yeah.
Did you see the look on his face? He's like, this is boring.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, see, Dawson just doesn't have it.
Mm-hmm. And then highs and lows?
Yeah, so for me, the high was the play. The low was Joey and AJ's date. I just didn't like their scenes.
Yeah, the high for me was the play too. Pacey did a good job. And then the low is just Jen and Henry going back and forth again. It's exhausting to watch them.
Yes. I would rate this 7.
I was thinking like a 6 maybe.
I didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing really happened that I liked.
Except with Pacey and Joey.
Yeah, but she was with AJ most of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was the play for like 2 seconds. So, yeah. And your best and worst character?
Worst is Jen, obviously, for messing with...
You picked Jen? I thought you liked Jen.
Not when it comes to Henry. She keeps messing with him.
You're supporting Henry.
And then the best was Jack, just because he stepped up and helped Andie with the play at the last minute and did everything.
Wait, you didn't say Pacey?
No. I mean, because Jack did do a lot in those 8 hours.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
He was at school unless he skipped school.
Could have, maybe. Maybe just like the last class.
So for me, the worst is Jen.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I didn't like AJ. I definitely didn't like Jen though. I mean, she overtopped boring AJ. I can't with her. She has got to stop messing with Henry. He is so good. I just can't with that girl.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Jen. I'm about to call her just hot and cold because that's what she is. And then I picked the best was, drum roll, Jack.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because he was the best one in the episode. Well, yeah, I mean, obvious reasons. He stepped up. He didn't have to. And I know he volunteered to help. He didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe he did all that in the afternoon.
Yep.
And he was just kind of just supporting Andie and anyone else that needed it, which was just Andie. But he was trying to calm her down that would help others.
Right.
So yes, because everyone else kind of had their flaws in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pacey was distracted by Joey's date.
Yeah.
Joey not picking Pacey's
Opening day.
Didn't like that. Dawson, nothing really happened with him.
Just being lost.
Yeah, I didn't like his little moodiness. You know, Jen, obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was like, the best one was Jack.
Yeah.
So, yep. All right, and what is our next episode?
Episode 14, The Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh, I cannot wait for this one.
Sounds like a horror episode.
Oh, it's a good one.
Okay.
All right, you guys, thanks for listening.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would really appreciate it.